Welcome, everybody, to day 2 of the new Blerd Order's Comic-Con coverage. We're covering Comic-Con at home this year, all remote from our computers, Comic-Cons from their computers, because we are in the midst of essentially what will end up creating the zombies from The Walking Dead, so we can all live in that universe for a little while. So this is the prequel to The Walking Dead. Welcome to the prequel, everybody. Want to thank you all for being here with us. Thank you for watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, everywhere. Appreciate it. I am joined by these lovely individuals who we will see right now. Wait, right now. There they are. What's up, y'all?
What up?
We got Bad Tie Bricks. We got Yaz. We got myself, all from the new Blerd Order. And then we have Jay in from Comedy Hub joining us so graciously today. Thank you so much, Jay, for joining us again. It's always great to have you. And thanks for letting us share Comedy Hub with you.
Yes. Oh, thank you guys. Man, I appreciate y'all doing this. Y'all are my favorite nerds. Aww. And so, well,
thank you so much. That
Comic-Con. As slow as Comic-Con has been, hey, we still needed to hang out and talk about some stuff. So
that's true.
100%. You know, it's funny. I was thinking about that today because Comic-Con has been real slow for any other year when people are there. Friday and Saturday, we're talking like Disney, we're talking Marvel, Star, we're talking everything, right? Like the big news is being released, and this feels so different. Like it feels like the first time that like we're not getting help from like Marvel and Star Wars to get us through this. You know what I mean? I'm so bummed Marvel hasn't given us like a trailer for like Spider-Man or just something. You know what I mean? But like at the same time, it makes me feel like one of those like really spoiled rich kids who's like mad that they got a Mercedes. You know what I mean? Because they have given us like 3 amazing shows and a great Black Widow movie. Don't say anything, Ty. Great Black Widow movie. But like, so yeah, I'm mad, but at the same time, like I understand, and hopefully there'll be a nice big Marvel event coming up soon where we'll get all the trailers and stuff that we deserve. But yeah, have y'all been keeping up? I mean, I know you guys have been keeping up with some of the stuff going on. I know we talked a little bit about some of the announcements that have been made, some of the panels that have gone on. I know one of the panels that went on today was for AMC's The Walking Dead, and really that whole universe. They announced the 11th and final season. I honestly didn't even know they were on season 11. That's news to me because I fell off that show about season 5. Because I couldn't have loved the show more than I loved The Walking Dead in the first couple seasons, and then I just slowly fell out of love with it, and I had to jump off the train because I was just so sad every week.
Yeah, you're the only guy that I know that jumps off the train like when it's like going at it, when everything's going at its best. like you jumped off when Negan shows up.
Yeah,
that's the worst place to jump off. You had 3 seasons. You had I'll say 2.5. You had 2.5 seasons after Negan came that were just like, oh my god, like just epic things happening left and right. This happening, that happening, this happening, and you just missed all of it. You've missed all of it, man.
I mean, you may be able to convince me to start at that season and continue again, maybe with some distance and some time, it might feel better or something. But I really, it wasn't even so much Negan that got me. I'm sure I would think I was personally affected by the death of one of my favorite characters and the way that happened. I don't know if I forgave them for that. Yeah. And also, it just felt like they did it just to hurt me. You know what I mean? And I was like, I don't know if I appreciate that. I don't want to be in an abusive relationship with a TV show. I do that plenty of times in regular life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do it with a TV show. You know what I mean? So yeah, I fell off a little bit.
Yeah, I cried when they killed him.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. I shed a tear.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even watch it, and I already know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, Yaz does not mess with zombie stuff. Yaz is like, no, thank you. We are not doing the zombie stuff. So yeah, and so Yaz agrees with me on a technicality is what we're saying here, and I appreciate that. Yes, thank you for your agreement. Season 5 was the right place to jump off.
Yaz, you would have probably been okay though in this universe of zombies because this universe of zombies is like the kind of zombie you could just be like, move.
So you know how like when you're a kid and you have like this reoccurring nightmare that always like happens, you know what I'm saying? And it's like it scares the hell out of you and you can never get past it, you know what I'm saying, right? So my even to like in my adults, like I hardly dream, right? And like if I do, I'll have like a nightmare randomly, and it'll be a fucking zombie nightmare. And you know how it always ends? Let me tell you, it ends with me and a fucking 12-foot damn ladder, like scaling across, you know, like houses and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like to get across, like to survive. Like literally every time, and like every time I'm like almost like gonna make it, and then I fall off the fucking ladder into like a pit of zombies and I die like straight up.
Wow.
I think your past life. I think in your past life you were a stunt woman, and
I think maybe I was that black lady
in that scene.
You know what I'm saying? Like the black lady holding the damn, like, you know, the zombies and shit and having them as pets. I was maybe her, you know, because my survival instincts in my dreams are like, it's on point. I'm not going to lie. So I'm like, damn. And then finally I'm like, all right, I'm going to make it. And then somehow I just don't. Like my fingers slip or something, and like my shoe slips. And yeah, I end up in the fucking pit of zombies.
Well, if there are any psychologists out there that could analyze Yaz's dreams and maybe help her through this zombie dream to where, like, you know, maybe the ladder doesn't fall, there's no falling, and you win at the end. I would love to see you be happy in your dreams. Yes,
I would totally too, but it hasn't happened in my my almost 30 years of life. So thus zombies and me, that's my kryptonite. You know, if we went to Harry Potter world, that would be a fucking zombie. You know, not a dementor, it'd be a fucking zombie. So like, I think they're kind of the same, just one can fly, right? You know.
Yeah, that's you know, they do share some characteristics. I mean, we love mixing universes. I love a Walking Dead Harry Potter universe. That could have changed. See, now if Harry Potter showed up instead of Negan in that season, like I might have stuck around and been like, all right, let's see where this goes. You know what I mean? Like that. Okay. That's some stuff. I'm like, okay.
I know you guys were supposed to talk about What If this morning. Now, what about that zombie episode? You're gonna be all into that, right?
Oh, I'm okay. So I'm totally gonna watch it 100%, but I'm probably gonna be like just ready. You know what I'm saying? Like just ready for one of them to pop out. Okay, so I'm one of those people. You know, like I'm 5'6". I'm tiny. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really tiny. Like my 10-year-old niece is almost bigger than me. Like that's how small I am. You know, so like when I go places, you know, to like haunted houses and stuff like that, I'm that person you don't want to actually scare me because I will fucking swing. Like my chiropractor, when he comes in the rooms behind me, he'll be like, "Yes, hey, behind you." You know what I'm saying? He'll be like, "Hey, I'm here," you know, like just because I will literally, like, if you scare me, I will fucking swing on you. Like, it's just an instinct I have. I don't know why. It's little people syndrome, I guess, whatever. But
just for some context, Yaz works for a chiropractor. She does not have a live-in chiropractor that just randomly walks into her room and scares her.
Wish. Hey, it's me.
Oh, I wish. Yes, I'm a chiropractic assistant in my day-to-day jobs. So that's why my chiropractor always, you know, knocks, you know, and when he's entering a room that I'm in, because he his wife and I, he says, are very similar, and she does the same thing. She swings, and we are actually the same size. So I'm assuming it's a little person thing, like, you know.
I know, and also on the little thing, I mean, you know, it doesn't really bother me, but I feel like there's probably like a lot of 5'6" dudes out there that are like, "Hey, I'm not tiny," you know what I mean? So, you know, just looking out for these guys. It's fragile out there. I don't know, you know. I don't know if Jay is like 7.5 feet tall or not. You can never tell, and I'm just gonna start assuming people are freakishly tall until I meet them in person. I always assumed that Bad Ty was like 5'8", 5'9", and he showed up like 6 deuce, and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, good for you, man."
Listen, when I saw both of y'all, I was like, "Dang, I really am the tiniest. Like I'm forever the tiniest. Like God."
Shout out to Dark Secret real quick from the Twitch channel. He said, "What's up to everybody? What up, Dark Secret?
Hey.
What's up?
I am gonna start telling people, oh yeah, I'm like 4'6". So when I do meet him in real life, they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, you're big." But I'm the averagest of average. It doesn't matter what it is.
Okay, so
at video games, at life, at height. It's just everything's average.
I don't know, man. I think you're not giving yourself enough credit. I feel like at least in video games, you're probably pulling some all pro numbers at worst. So yeah,
you just haven't seen me play Fortnite. That's all.
So I mean, so okay, so Ty, you have watched all the seasons of The Walking Dead up until now, yeah? And
I have. I'm probably 3 episodes off of this last season. So yeah, pretty much. Okay.
And like, so what's the thing that's kept you this long? Because I see it and I'm like, I don't know. So many of the people that I knew and loved are dead. Like, what is it that kept you? And I'm not like, this isn't me like making fun of you. This is me like, help me come back, bring me back.
I mean, like let's let's be real. Walking Dead has been a very long journey. We've had origin stories. We've had, like a lot of character development. We've fallen in love with multiple characters from that series. Anytime you have that level of engagement, you're gonna stick around because you wanna see the outcome. Like you started. If you're not gonna start the journey and then halfway through the journey be like, well, you know what? I think I want to turn around. No, you're pretty far. You need to just go ahead and go forward, because you turn around, you might not make it. So I'm just that guy that likes to finish what I start. So for me, I've always loved the storylines. And I mean, even though it's got a little twisted at in some points, they've been consistently good. This season, I would say it's been a little difficult more difficult to watch this season. But when Negan came, it was fire, and ever since, like, we encountered the Whisperers, and so yeah, man. Okay. I would suggest that you go back and watch it.
I might give it a shot. Jay, you watched?
I disagree.
Oh,
I disagree 100%. This has been a show that is like that girlfriend that you break up with, and then she comes back, and you're like, all right, I'm back in because they brought in Negan. Or then you break up with her again because it didn't get as good as you thought it was going to get. Or after the fun stuff, then it just got boring as hell again. But so you break up, and then, oh, wait, the Whispers. Oh, I'm back in, girl. And no, and I've quit this show 8 times in 11 seasons, but I keep coming back. So I'm gonna watch this trailer. They just dropped the it looks like just a few minutes ago, dropped the season 11 trailer. And I'm gonna watch this trailer, and I'm gonna be there for the season premiere. But by episode 5, I will have quit again.
Wow.
I have a very love-hate relationship with this show.
So you jumped off the train before Negan came, and then back on when Negan showed up, yeah?
Yeah. I left and came back multiple times. When they were at the farm, things got boring. I was like, man, I got better things to do with my time than watch some people sit in rocking chairs. And then they get to anytime they get to a place and stay there too long, that's when I get out.
Yeah.
But then I hear somebody's coming, so then I'm back in, and then they stay there too long again. Because once they divided the property when they were fighting the Whisperers, things got boring, and I jump off again.
Things they get boring. They do have laxes. they do have laxes, but I think overall, like I said, it's one of those things for me that I got to finish it, because there's still people that can die, and you're always going to be like, oh no, they killed such and such, or they killed this person, or I can't believe they killed that person. So I think those are the moments that as a dedicated fan you look forward to.
Okay. All right. Well, I think after this conversation, I'm going to try it one more time. But I don't think I'll do 8 times. Like, I think I'll meet you guys in the middle. So, like, I don't think I'm gonna go full bad relationship.
That's it.
But maybe I'll go back one time and just be like, this time is different. You know what I mean? I'll do it like that. That's the way I'm
gonna need a counselor after this season. That's what it is. I need a TV relationship counselor. Get me through this season.
Well, and there is something called this. I think it's the sunken cost fallacy, right? That it's like a psychological thing that gets us, especially with things like TV shows, where we put so much time into something. So we're like, well, I can't just stop watching it because I spent 4 or 5 years watching it. So if I jump off, then those 4 or 5 years will have been for nothing. You know what I mean? But, I'm I'm trying to let myself be at a point where I can say, okay, I enjoyed those first 4 or 5 years, and now maybe it's just time for it to be over. So, maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe it's, you can just exit gracefully when it gets to that point and say, all right, Negan, it was nice to meet you, but you're not my cup of tea. You killed my friend. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get out of here.
I did that with Supernatural because I was on Supernatural really hard until they started getting just ridiculous, and I was just like, I can't do it anymore. That was one of those ones that I jumped off late because I think they're probably like in season 18 or 20 or whatever. I mean, it's a lot of them. So I jumped off late, but I tried to be dedicated to Supernatural as well, but I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do Dean and War. So I was like, oh gosh.
All right. Well, I'm excited, kind of excited to see what happens, see how this goes. But like, we'll see what's up. But I do. There was another, and I'm sorry to be in this horror genre. Yes, I know this is not exactly your thing. I do want to give you a little warning. What I show on the screen may terrify you. So please be ready for that. I don't want anything to happen to you. Ready? Here it comes. Are you okay?
I don't know.
All right.
Why is his face half white, half black though?
Well, first of all, I'm offended. I don't appreciate that. It's not okay to make fun of half black, half white things.
I'm not making fun of it. I'm asking you.
No, I think he was just wearing a mask or something. But the reason I'm showing this picture, for those who don't recognize this person, there was an I Know What You Did Last Summer series announced coming this year in October for Amazon Prime. And not gonna lie, I got kind of excited about it because this was like a really great time for horror movies. It was a movie that I enjoyed. It came out like right around the same time as Scream 2, I think. So it was like, that fun time for horror movies. And I'm excited to see what they do with kind of like an updated, stable of characters, people who have maybe deeper feelings than just like, I'm a hot girl or, I'm a jock guy, you know what I mean? And maybe we'll get some better stuff from this movie. But has anybody here not seen I Know What You Did Last Summer, the original 97 movie? Yes. Are you muted?
You're muted.
I think your mic might have.
I said, I think I have seen it, but
This sounds like one of the movies where like maybe your mom was like, I don't want you watching SpongeBob. Here, watch this instead.
She actually never let us watch SpongeBob. She was very against SpongeBob from the beginning. Actually, she was like, there's something wrong with this for a child cartoon for sure. So then she did her research. She's like, it's an adult cartoon. You can't watch it anymore. So, yeah, she was so serious about that. But she did let us watch horror movies. That was the thing that was not banned in our house. So I'm pretty sure like she showed this movie to me at some point in my childhood. But I just like, I don't remember it. I don't like horror movies. So, if it didn't scare the shit out of me, then I probably don't remember it. Okay.
All right. Well, that's probably good then. This conversation will not trigger a fear response in you, and I'm glad to hear that because it was a super fun, super silly horror movie back in the day. As you can see here, there were it was very white. It was an extremely white movie. I'm assuming that that's going to be. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit different in this new series, I would imagine. We may have a couple characters, who represent people outside of this flavor, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it was in a time where where the horror movie wasn't necessarily like super. It wasn't necessarily like a depressing movie. Like a lot of horror movies are just like depressing. It's just like, grief and loss and all that kind of stuff. This was just like horror action almost. Jump scares and, just ridiculousness and stuff like that. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you care about this series at all?
This did lead into also the Scream era of kind of comedy horror. Mm-hmm. So this was the kind of right before that become a thing, and it was kind of parody of this right here. So I mean that made this even more fun. When you went back and watched this 2 years later after Scream come out or whatever, it made this old movie even more fun. And I think there's a lot of tropes they can put into a TV series. I do hope they add a little humor to it though. Don't make it all drama. Yeah. Make it fun. If you make it fun, I'm in. If you're all drama, all serious, I might not be in for too long.
Yeah, like if this is Gossip Girl with like some stabbing, then it's not going to be fun.
Oh yeah.
What do you think, Ty?
I'm really not into the horror movies where the protagonist turns out to be human. I'm just not. Like I feel like you got to be like a monster or somebody with some type of powers or something. But just when it all comes off and you take his mask off and it's just Jimmy from up the block, I'm just I'm like Jimmy was this good of a killer to where nobody stopped Jimmy. Jimmy was just super strong. Where when you tussle with Jimmy always got the better end. I'm just like, no. Jimmy's ass would be dead as fuck if he came in my house with a fucking knife.
So this guy comes up and you're like, man, get out of here with that shit.
Jimmy, I'm gonna be like, Jimmy, you got about 2 seconds to take your hook and yourself off the street before we go ahead and do you dirty. But nah, man, I've never like even when I saw it back then, it was I think the for me it was mysteries. I like mysteries.
Yeah.
But I was never scared. I was never like, oh no, it was never like I was like, it's just Jimmy. It's just Jimmy, they kill him, whatever. So I mean, I'm just not into the, but I hope it's better. I hope it's good,
Yeah, no. So you're gonna watch. You can give it a little chance to see what's up.
I'll give everything a chance.
There you go.
I'm just not excited.
And speaking of excited, and then he's just gonna take himself right out. I'm like, let me go ahead. I'm gonna put Vince in the stream. We're gonna say what's up to Vince, and he just like he pops in, pulls his mask down. I was here, and then bounces. He just did that thing that really popular people do at parties, where they just show up and have like enough people see their face, and then they're like, I was there. Trust me, there's pictures. Well, I guess you can come back whenever you want, Vince. I don't know if you you can hear it. I know you're right. You're welcome here. You're always welcome here. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna put you back in. I'm doing it.
I'm here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm at the bodega where I'm the only one speaking English.
Yeah.
I just want to hop in and say what's up. Okay. And I want to apologize as well for being late and being absent.
No, you're good, man.
I just want to at least show my face because I ain't gonna let y'all get famous without me.
Well, it was good to see you, and thank you for being here for this moment and in spirit for the rest of the show. We appreciate it. And I'll let you and stay for as long as you like, but I'll let you see yourself. I'm not going to kick you out because
Of course.
No. So anyway, Vince, what are your thoughts? If you have any thoughts and you want to share them about, I Know What You Did Last Summer, the upcoming series.
I just popped into my.
Vince is over there. Look, Vince is on a humanitarian mission, spreading joy to people.
I don't want to interfere. The broadcast is going great, but keep it up, man.
All right, man. Hey, we'll see you later. We'll see you tomorrow.
Oh boy!
All right, Vince popping in. That's the cool thing. Yeah, the cool thing about like all this, the new Blerd Order stuff and the streams that we do is that like we genuinely have a lot of fun doing it. So like Vince is on vacation, but like hates that he's not here right now. You know what I mean? So that's that's a good sign of things. We enjoy this. This is a great time. And Yaz, shout out to Yaz because Yaz has had a rough day and still made it to come out and hang out and talk stuff with us. So like that's it's just awesome. I love doing stuff with y'all. So this is great. And we got people coming in and Twitch is saying, what's up? Oh man, Vince needed to show them the bodega cat, but he completely missed his opportunity on that one.
Yeah, sorry guys. Vince would have been randomly talking to strangers the whole time and then laughing, and we would have never got a word in because he would have been trying to show his stuff. And
and Dark Secret said, shout out to Jimmy from up the block. And I'm glad I saw this comment because 100%. This is the series that I want to see now. I don't think if it's not like we need to talk to Hollywood or whoever's getting this produced and developed, and we need to get you into season 2 because I'm sure season 1 is already done. Season 2 might just be the final season because ultimately is the last episode and Bad Time meets Jimmy from up the block, and he was like, "It's time to end this show.
Movie's over." Jimmy didn't take my heed my warning, and Jimmy ass got lit up. That movie would be over so fast. Jimmy would come in there thinking he's scaring somebody with a fucking hook, and I would pull out something that's better than that hook, and we just play that game. So Jimmy would not make it.
Stereotypes would have been all kinds of fucked up in that movie.
Yeah. Jimmy knows whose house to go knock on the door or go. That's all I can say.
That's amazing. Okay, so we're at least got 3 watches of the series right now. Yeah, you're gonna watch the series when it comes out. I know horror is not your thing really, but you're gonna give it a try and see what's up.
I am not making any promises though.
But like if it's not monsters, because Ty brings up a good point. Like if it's not monsters and demons and ghosts,
that doesn't bother me though. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's.
Oh, so it's the exact opposite for you.
Yeah, like see, the only thing about zombies is just that like they're people, and it's a virus that turns them into that. And I mean, what's going on in our society? Like I've literally been saying this for years to people. I'm like, listen, I'm like, all it takes, I'm like, we're crazy. Okay. We are human beings and we keep trying to perfect shit. And all it takes is one little oops. And oh shit, I created the fucking zombie vaccine. You know what I'm saying? But it turns everyone into the fucking zombies. So yeah, that's all it takes. We've seen like how many movies where that shit has happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why I probably don't watch what the fuck, Resident Evil, because that shit like
Umbrella Corp.
Yeah, that shit really, like when I first started watching that as a kid, I was like, this shit could happen, like for real, like this could really fucking happen in society, and like we could all like these are the keys, you know what I'm saying? Like movies, like I've always said movies are a great depiction of like things that happen in real life, and like they do make a lot of true stories, you know what I'm saying, and like based on true events, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of stories. So I don't know, I'm just saying it could happen.
Fortunately for us, Resident Evil was not based on true events, and I'm very happy to report that. And also, but I will say, I'm
just saying, like,
but I do love
other things. I'm not saying Resident Evil obviously is a true event. I'm saying other things.
No, I do love that conversation and that part of it. Like the whole, I love what's going to get us the zombie apocalypse and that kind of stuff. But I do want to say, just for those out there. Yeah, no, it's a fun conversation, but please get vaccinated so we don't have to do this shit again remotely next year. We would love to just be at Comic-Con or like see people at Comic-Con. So no, you're not going to be a zombie. Get vaccinated. Feel better.
I don't know.
Yes, I'm curious. What are you going to do when the Blade movies start coming out and they do Morbius and all of that? And you might, I'm just saying you might encounter zombies in that universe. Are you not gonna watch those?
I'll watch it for sure. I will watch it only because like I'm a diehard fan and like I will not let anything get in the way of me like watching this and critiquing this, of course. But okay, as for like, I'm not just gonna go out and like I have a Call of Duty game. I'm not just gonna sit there and play like the zombie like game of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not just gonna go and watch zombie movies. It's not something I generally like am actively watching. You know what I'm saying? It's something I'm not watching. You know what I mean? Because it does freak me the fuck out because like it could happen. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Like literally no one knew that the words coronavirus were on the back of the Lysol can for fucking decades, bro, until it finally happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just throwing that out there. And like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just throwing that out there. Like, it literally has been on the can, like, I'm just throwing that out there. So it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's things can happen. This is
Yaz is our resident conspiracy theorist.
I'm just like, when it comes to zombies, you never fucking know, bro. You never fucking know.
I love how Vince put his mask on as soon as you started talking about coronavirus and shit. He's like, oh shit, I forgot.
Yeah.
Well, the real streets down here, man. Guys, I want to just apologize again for popping in and out.
You're good. Can you go back to the bodega? Somebody wanted to see what the inside of the bodega looked like.
No. I'm not
no.
It was hard enough to get that soda that I just purchased. So I'm here with my man Alex, man. Me and my man Alex.
What's up?
People, welcome to Cartagena, Colombia.
Yeah. All right.
We're like in the real mean streets of Cartagena. We're looking for future Blerds to inspire to be, corona free, I suppose. According to Yaz. But yeah, man. I've been listening to what y'all saying. But yeah, continue, please. I'm here. Holy snap!
No, well, thank you for being here. But yeah, no, we were just finishing up our conversation.
I'm so torn between being here and being here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you slide in whenever you want to, man.
Enjoy your vacation, dude. It's not that serious.
Yeah, and we were just finishing up about how like we're all very excited for everybody to get vaccinated, so we can get back to doing cons in real life and having a good time and not worrying about catching the Delta, Lambda, Gamma, Zeta variants that are going to be coming out. So we're very excited about that, and we don't plan on turning into zombies. So we've got that going on. Yeah. Oh, but we didn't hear because we were just talking about the I Know What You Did Last Summer series that's coming out, and somehow we got where we got because that's just what we do so well. But we got the I Know What You Did Last Summer series coming out. You watching? Are you watching, Vince?
Vince looks like he's voguing.
we got stop motion Vince now.
Yeah.
Vogue
got-
Vince right
Yeah,
here.
I'm watching.
Vince is-
I watched. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. And then
Am I jack up? Am I froze?
you're good. And we got the
Okay.
the series coming out. So
I
are
tried,
you?
guys? I tried. I'm gonna let y'all enjoy yourself. I'll just watch. I'll be in the comments. Okay.
All right.
My bad.
Oh man, I feel so.
Last Summer series coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yes.
that news took a while to get to Columbia. That was like, yeah, we're.
I'm no. I know. Y'all probably been talking about this the whole time.
Yeah, no, it's good though. I'm glad to hear that you're excited about it.
Okay, I'm not. I just think it's stupid. I think that. I mean, how long are we gonna know what they did last summer? I mean, how many?
Well, to be fair, there have been a few summers since then. In the last 23 years, or I mean, there's been a few summers.
I mean, how many scary movies has there been though? How many Fast and Furious movies do we have? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
if they can continue on that shit, they're going to. You know what I mean? Like any kind of way.
I just feel like 2021, I Know What You Did Last Summer is a lot different. Security systems are a lot better. People have rings, so now when you ring the doorbell, we can actually see you.
Right.
It's just like just little things like that I just think are going to make it harder for the I Know You. If you're just still coming with a hook or a knife and no computer training, I don't think you're gonna make it far in this universe of I Know What You Did Last Summer. But hey, I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
So Holly Goody has a great question because I just kind of assumed that everybody has seen this movie and didn't even bother to just give the basic premise of the movie, where there was a group of teenagers who
last summer.
A group of teenagers who got into or were driving a car. They were having a good time, ran over some dude in the middle of the road and killed him. And they all just decided, we're just going to take this secret to our grave and we're not going to tell anybody. We're just going to go on living our normal lives. The next year, on the anniversary of that death, all kinds of crazy stuff starts happening. And, it's they assume that the person has come back to exact revenge on them. So that's the I saw that Black Mirror episode. Yeah, that's basically. Yeah, so that's what it is, and that's going to be the plot. An accident happening during the summer, and then kind of a year later, there's stuff that happens that is in relation to that accident. That's going to be the plot of the new series coming up, as the creators were saying, in the panel and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see if they can, if it's just like if it has anything but nods to the original material or just Easter eggs, you know what I mean? We'll see if it's just kind of like a brand new, everything around it is brand new except just the premise, so it could be interesting.
Yeah, I think Ty made a good point though about what are they going to do? Is it going to be the same old tricks? So I kind of want to watch it because of what Ty was talking about how, okay, what are they going to do? Now I'm curious. I'm more curious now than I was when you told me it was even a thing. So,
well, I mean, they could look at the new series that they have on Netflix right now, the Fear Street one,
Mm-hmm.
R.L. Stein.
Yeah.
They could, at first, don't get me wrong, like my fiance was really excited. Austin was really excited about, watching them. And I never even heard of them before. And I was like, I know I've read a lot of R.L. Stein when I was a kid, but I was like, I've never heard of Fear Street. He's like, oh, you're going to love this. I watched the first one and I was like, what the fuck? Like this is
this is not no kid shit.
No, I was like, holy, this is a slasher movie. You know what I mean? And like it was really cool. Like I really enjoyed it. And then watched the second one. I was like, damn, I can't wait for the third one to come out. You know what I mean? Like I was getting really geeked up. So you never know. They could, do it and like you guys said, we do have rings, you know what I'm saying? We do
Mhm.
have, you know, high security systems. So what if they're like on a camping trip somewhere, you know, RV, you know what I'm saying? Like the family's out like on a family vacation or, you know what I'm saying? And like they don't have all that kind of shit because they're out like on vacation and these people fucking, you know what I mean? Like you never know. So, I mean, the sky's the limit. So, I mean, it could potentially like work to their advantage because, you know, like, if they go in the same premise as like the whole Fear Street, you know what I'm saying? And like how they did the whole like slasher kind of movie, you know what I'm saying? Like that build up and everything, you know, it might work out.
I'm not gonna be impressed unless they take the mask off and it's Bill Gates under there. I mean, if you don't have Bill Gates under there, I don't think I'm gonna be impressed.
You want a monster or Bill Gates?
I'm gonna need Bill Gates. It's gotta make sense. It's gonna have to make sense. I want to know how he disabled the security system. How he's never seen on cameras. I'm gonna need to see all of these.
Right, but if you think about that though, if they're on vacation somewhere, think about, do you bring your fucking security system and all that shit with you? No, that shit's at home, bro. Like, you know, if you're on a family vacation, like with your family, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know what you did. Like, you know, it's some crazy shit that happened, and like, you know, someone's stalking you and shit like that. Or you're on a friend's trip or something like that. You know, it's like a high school, you know, or college like trip, you know, with all your friends, and like, you know, some slasher dude comes after you guys. You're not going to have all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be stuck with what you have. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to figure shit out. It's not like you're going to have all that stuff to be like, oh, I got my ring and I can fucking see you. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to have any of that stuff. You're going to be literally like, it's literally you against the slasher and, you know, with the elements, like, you know, legit. So, I mean, if they did something like that, it'd be something worth to watch because it would be exciting. It would be like, oh, shit, what's going to happen next? You know what I'm saying? Like, he could die by a tree. You know what I mean? Like,
die by a tree. That's amazing.
You know, death by tree. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. So, like, it could potentially be something like maybe interesting to watch, you know?
I was curious to see how one season was going to go. Now I want 4 different seasons where there's like camping and outer space, like, and I want everything. I want to see all of it now.
You never know. You know, he could be in fucking on like the damn Star Trek ship, the Enterprise. You know, just like fucking just murdering everybody. You know what I mean? Like they don't have cameras everywhere on that ship. You know what I'm saying?
We'll just call it. I know what you did in your lifetime.
Yeah. I know what you did, or we could make it Kang the Conqueror, and he's just like, I know what you did always.
Always. Before you knew, like
I know what you're gonna do tomorrow. Also,
that's cool, man. That's cool.
I'm excited.
I'll watch it.
Now, I do want to transition over to our what I think is the most exciting reveal of the day so far, anyway, because I know there's still stuff going on. But one of the things that was announced was an upcoming series called Blade Runner Black Lotus, a new upcoming Blade Runner anime. Here's the poster for it. And here is the main character, who is played by the actress who played Colleen in the Iron Fist series, who's I thought she was the best part of that series by far. But I saw this trailer and this looked great. Like this looked really, really good. And I always thought that that the Blade Runner kind of world and universe and stuff was something that should be explored more, because I love the way it looks. I love all of the, you know, the story behind it. I love, you know, replicants, and I love all that stuff. So I want to see, you know, I want to see us get deeper into that. And this is going to be like sort of a martial arts action story in this universe. In my opinion, it doesn't really get much better than that. What do y'all think about this? Ty, what you got?
Well, I'll say this. I want to give a shout out to game designers, because I'm just going to say, because this when I see stuff like this, it reminds me of when I first started seeing stuff like this on PlayStation 5 and Xbox. And I would watch and I was like, dang, this could have been a movie. And then lo and behold,
yep,
here we are. And now we're getting these type of movies. I watched the trailer. I was very impressed visually.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's going to be extremely extremely loud and popping all over the screen with colors. And the fight scenes and the choreography looked really good too. So I'm good for it.
Yeah, the fight scene stood out to me too, like it, because and a lot of times when in animation and in CG animation and stuff, you don't like when fights are going on, like it doesn't look like it hits as hard, you know, as like as good choreography or something like that. It just doesn't feel as tactile. But the little bit of fighting that they showed in this trailer, it actually looked it looked really good, and you felt it almost like it was some of the best fighting animation that I've seen.
Right.
And what do you think about it? Yes.
I thought it was really cool. Like, I'm really excited that most of the trailers that came out today were animated. If you haven't noticed, like it was like a whole like kind of animated kind of theme we're like really launching towards. So I really liked just how high definition like everything was. You know what I'm saying? Like I loved the graphics on it. Like I was like, damn, I can't wait to literally like watch this, let alone like potentially play it. You know what I'm saying? So, and like usually when they make movies that are really good, they'll make a sequel video game to it too, like you guys were saying. So, or vice versa. And it's, I mean, like it looks really dope. Like I'm actually like, I'm not really big on Blade Runner movies. Like I've seen them, but it wasn't like something I was kind of like, oh my God, I can't wait till the next one comes out. But this one, I'm like really fucking geeked to see it because of just what I saw in that trailer. So
yeah. I like it. We got her.
If you haven't seen the Blade Runner movies, I would say go check them out.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I've seen them. I'm just saying, like I just wasn't like enthralled by them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, there's just so much going on. You know what I'm saying? I just like, it's like Inception, like, like what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so much going on.
Well, I would say that especially the original, they've gotten better with age, even up to the 2049, I think it was. But the original, absolutely, like as you rewatch it, as somebody who's older with some more experience and a little bit more evolved, than when you might have been a little kid, and it's definitely they hit different when you're older. They hit much different when you're older.
Watch it. I'll give it another chance. But I'm just saying, like, it just wasn't anything that was like crazy exciting. But I mean, it was cool. It was super cool. It just wasn't like,
nice.
You know what I mean? It wasn't just like, oh, I can't wait. I'm like shaking in my little space boots kind of shit.
Shaking in my little space boots.
You know what? I'm almost really disappointed in the writing of actual movies as opposed to animated, because it almost seems as though animated movies and animated shows are killing the game. Like they are like, there's so many good ones. You're like, you watch one and then here comes another one and here comes another one. And there's such inconsistency when it comes to real actual movies, that we've been seeing lately. But when it comes to animated, they've been pretty consistent with the level of growth each time. Something new.
I'm with you 100%. And I want to touch on Love, Death, and Robots after I hear what Jay thinks about what Jay thinks about this Blade Runner series. What do you think? What are you thinking about it, man?
Oh man, from the first few seconds of it, my thought was, I want to play this. But then it was like, oh wait, it's a series. But more and more is created where that gap between video game and an animated series are so close, even in different styles of animation they use. But I can't wait. And now that you've told me that the actress that played Colleen Wing and one of the Sand Sisters in Game of Thrones and whatnot. Dude, she is awesome. I mean, I really wanted them to bring that and the Misty Knight character somehow over to the MCU just to do what was the Sisters of the Dragon, I think is the comic book.
There's still time.
Yeah. I really hope. I mean, there's rumors out there we might get them next Netflix people back at some point. But no, but Blade Runner though, dude, I'm not the biggest like overall, fan of the world of Blade Runner. The movies are good. I've never, I have no complaints about them, but it's not something like Star Wars where I've went and read 10 books or I'm looking online for that next rumor. I've never been that way about it, but maybe this is a series that delves me more into that mythos of that world that does that, because I'm loving the animation. I think the fight scenes looked amazing. It's probably one of the closest things to the Star Wars series that I always enjoy. It looks close to that as far as the production value and how much they put into it. So, and when I've seen Adult Swim, now I know it's also in conjunction with Crunchyroll, but I was surprised at what it looks like, the budget they put into it.
Yep. Yeah, actually, that's a good point that hadn't been mentioned yet, that it's going to be on Adult Swim, which you don't really see. It looks like they're even evolving at Adult Swim because, their stuff has, usually been, if it's not like regular anime kind of stuff late at night, then it's, more adult themed comedies for Adult Swim. But this is something that's getting into new territory where they're, stepping up to compete with some of the more popular shows around. I wouldn't be surprised if this one was a popular show that we're talking about, on a, weekly basis. I don't know if they're going to be doing weekly episodes. I know Amazon does that with shows like The Expanse and stuff. So you know. Oh wait, no, you said this is Adult Swim. Sorry, but yeah, no. So it will be weekly episodes then. So you know, we'll be looking at you know, potentially one of those shows that's actually talked about week to week and is just part of like, you know, pop culture. That'll be fun. I would love to see that happen.
I'm excited. Okay, so do you guys remember that Alita Battlestar?
Yeah.
Like the Battlestar.
Yeah. Battle Angel. Yeah. Alita Battle Angel. Yeah.
I'm like still waiting for them to make a sequel to that movie because that movie was badass animation in that movie. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought it was a dope ass movie. I'm still waiting for a second sequel on that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that movie was underrated. You know, I think the expectations for it were huge because it was like James Cameron and stuff. Right. It was James Cameron produced and everything. Mm-hmm. And I thought that they did a great job with the animation. I thought it looked really cool. It, you know, had a great style to it. But yeah, it wasn't very very well lauded. You know what I mean? Everybody was just kind of like, meh, okay, whatever. Right. That one might be worth a rewatch just to kind of see if it holds up and, you know, and see if it's worth kind of, you know, going to bat for during these times. Is there, what's up?
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, that's kind of one of the problems when you have an animated movie is if it's not like a Disney movie, and it's just like for kids and stuff like that, it doesn't hit the same way. And it's not that it's bad, it's just that the allegiance to the, you know, those type of movies is not there like it is for a kid, you know, kids movies, you know, because as parents we want to appease the children, but
right,
you know, when it comes to those more grown up type animated movies, you know, we talk about them, you know, behind closed doors or on platforms like this, but
right,
you know, it's not like a huge buzz for them.
No, that's a good point, and I also think it's, you know, unless you have like a really good example, unless you're talking about some of the better animation and some of the better animated stories, then it's kind of hard to get connected to some of the characters when they're not real people. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit easier to connect to real people when you're watching. But I think animation, you know, when it comes down to the writing and the performances and stuff, they have to do a little more work to get you to connect or to get me to connect. You know, I don't want to put that on anybody else, but yeah, you know, I have a harder time when animation is just okay.
Yeah, like that Dragon Ball Z movie was a perfect example. Like that's, you know, that franchise is huge. Everybody loves Dragon Ball Z, but when they did the movie, it didn't hit the same way, even though it was a good movie. But it just didn't hit the same way for, you know, as a with the type of fan base.
See,
Sausage Party was Sausage Party not a hit. That's I think that's one of the exceptions because Sausage Party made news for just being so absolutely ridiculous. And I laughed my ass off watching that movie. Not my proudest moment, but like it was hilarious. Like I'm watching this food just go at it. Go at it. No holds barred. And I was cracking up. I couldn't help it. Like I was like, what the hell am I seeing right now? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But ridiculous movie.
Yeah, whether or not it was a hit is subjective, but I mean, but it was definitely entertaining. Well, we can all agree on that. It was definitely entertaining.
Now, we were talking about animation, and it popped into my head. We were talking about good animation. Love, Death, and Robots. I'm actually currently going through season 2.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and that's just one of those examples of like just really great storytelling. And one thing that looks like Garamond, the Grouch, got to is kind of more freedom for the writers. And I think when they don't have to kind of deal with the logistics of how do you film a certain thing, you know what I mean, in live action, it opens up so many more doors and windows, you know, that you can view things with, because, you know, you can create whatever world you want to on with a computer. You know what I mean? You can only go so far with practical effects and with actors and stuff like that, because, you know, the more, you know, the closer to otherworldly stuff, the closer to, you know, kind of this more creative stuff you get, the harder it is to pull it off without looking bad. But with animation, you can pull that stuff off a little bit easier, you know, without veering into the corny stuff. I mean, look at He-Man, you know what I mean? Like they managed to kill He-Man with animation. They nailed it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Everybody here seen Love, Death, and Robots?
I have. I don't know. What happened?
I said Master of the Universe.
Master of the Universe.
I was laughing at something that was said, but if I say why I laugh, it will ruin
Okay, all right.
Something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's all right. That's how Twitch is. One of my favorite things about Twitch is like there's like always just like side shit going on in Twitch. Like there's we're having fun, we're all interacting and stuff like that, and then like some people would be like, "Hey, wink, wink," and somebody's gonna be like, "I know what that means," just like that. So that's my favorite thing. So yeah. I don't even want to be a part of your inside joke. I don't care. I don't even want. I'm
I
messing,
do.
I'm messing
Can
around.
you private chat that one? I want to know.
Yeah. Well, you'll
Yeah, I'm messing around.
understand it once you've watched all of He-Man.
Okay, all right, all right, yeah.
Okay,
I'm looking
I
forward
haven't
to
gotten
it.
through it all yet.
Yeah, I'm not either, but yeah.
I can't Netflix cheat on this one, so gotta wait.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Hey, because I know we're getting close to that time. I wanted to ask Jay about because he mentioned something earlier about Michael B. Jordan coming up with Val Zod, and that's supposed to be dropping on HBO or something like that, right? Right, Jay?
Yeah, you had an announcement.
There's very little news about it right now. It did drop just yesterday. There was a interview that I think comicbook.com did with some people, and it was hinted toward that. So, and they already had a project confirmed that Michael B. Jordan was doing with them, but this kind of gave them what they needed to confirm that it's Val Zod and that they're actually going to do like some Earth 2 series on HBO Max.
Now, do you think
and Michael B. Jordan is going to be actually,
right?
this is going to be his series. Yeah. I don't know exactly executive producer, but I'm assuming he's going to be in it and on the higher end on the production side too.
Well, Michael B. Jordan's been producing a lot of movies for a while now. Actually, I don't know if a lot of people knew that, but he's been producing movies. I'd say at least I know he's produced at least 5 that I know of.
Nice.
So I don't know exactly how many, but I know 5 at least. But do you think they should have gone the series route, Jay, or they should have made it a movie, or like, do you think this was a better idea to go with it as a series?
With what Marvel has my answer would have been different a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
But after watching these couple of Marvel series, I think I might just prefer the series overall now. Yeah. I mean, I definitely, nothing against Black Widow. It was a good movie. But after watching WandaVision and then Loki kind of back to back almost, and then I kind of feel I would have even enjoyed Black Widow even more had I got it before I got those 2 series. Because now I feel like I didn't get enough Black Widow, and maybe I would have liked it even more if they'd have gave me 5 episodes instead of 2 hours,
Absolutely. I feel exactly the same way. Exactly the same way. That's why I viewed Black Widow the way that I viewed Black Widow, because you can't take me here. Take me here and then give me this and think I'm going to be okay.
It's almost like it was the palate cleanser to reset all this action they were giving me. It was like, all right, now we're going to give you something that tastes good, but it's not a meal. It's like they didn't give me all I wanted out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean I think that's a fair point, though. I mean, like I like Black Widow, and I went to bat for Black Widow, and I still go to bat for Black Widow, but without a doubt, like the way that you can really develop characters and really develop storylines in these series is a whole other thing. Like that, think about all the movies in which we saw Loki, and then in this 6-episode series, just the character development we got from Loki in just that 6 episodes versus what we got, in almost a decade worth of movies where Loki would show up. It's undeniable that the series platform gives you a little bit more freedom. It might not be as profitable, and I think that's where the line is going to be. That ultimately it's a business, and people are trying to make money, and movies had right up until now have been that way. We'll see what happens with movie theaters going forward, but movies have been the way to make that money where it comes to merchandise and and all the crossover stuff and doing big huge marketing campaigns with restaurants and things like that. That's where all that money is. So, I don't think that we'll see a huge shift away from movies, but there might have to be some new way of maybe telling stories, or maybe they'll just use the series to kind of develop these characters and then give us give us these huge team up movies when the time comes for that. Like it looks like they're about to do with Doctor Strange and with Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Well, Tyrone, do you follow Val-Zod? I mean, have you followed his story?
I actually have not. I have not, and I'd love to hear more about him.
How about you, Jay?
Only in crossovers when he's popped up in other big storylines where they've had a couple of multiverse stories. He's popped up, but he's never been a main character, so I don't know a lot of backstory. I just know attitude.
So are we hoping to see him as a hero or more of a antagonist?
I would like to see the antagonist side of things. I mean, I'm really enjoying that, and that was the thing. Like Loki kind of started out as the antagonist.
Yeah.
I want to see that, and I mean, I'm cool with the redemption arc and all, but I'm fine also with just playing in that world. I think we need more bad guys that are the lead. I want a Lex Luthor movie. I want some of those bad guys to be what's on display. It's kind of why the Black Adam movie is kind of something I'm looking forward to, because I think it's going to be darker and not necessarily all good guy, like the comedy. The family with the lightning bolt on their chest.
Incredible.
Oh, yeah,
the Shazam. Like that's a comedy, but I want that darker bad side of things where we do get a whole different viewpoint on that universe.
So is there?
He's more like a mirror universe kind of Superman, where he's a little more like we were talking Star Trek yesterday. He was like that side of things in DC.
Yeah. Now, is there a Val-Zod story that gives us that kind of anti-hero / antagonist sort of perspective, Ty? Is there a story that already in existence in the comics that gives us that?
Well, I mean, I don't really follow Val-Zod, but but the thing that would stand out to me is the name Zod. As long as you have that blood in you, you have the potential to go either way.
Right.
That was the difference with Kal-El as opposed to Val-Zod, who has Zod's is half Zod's bloodline. So with that being said, like you have the ability, but with Superman, they've always been so protective of Superman. Yeah. Until like later in his comic book career. But for the most part, he was always, kind of perpetuated as this, above all good guy, like he would do it, he was the one that was
an ideal.
Yeah, that was his ideal. So, I don't really know where DC is going. And that's the problem with DC. We never really have a template to know which direction they're going to go. 1 minute they want to stay dark, then they try to go funny and then it's successful. And then then you would think they would keep that, that same energy, but they don't. They jump off it and go in a totally other direction. So I don't know what DC is going to do. I hope that Michael B. Jordan can bring some real creative, but I don't know, man, because like I said, DC always stands in front of themselves. As soon as they start taking 2 steps ahead, it's like somebody's like, oh no, So
well, I'm hoping that because it's Michael B. Jordan, because they'll, I trust him as an actor. I trust him as just a talented human being. Maybe he'll be the guy that gives us that hope for DC again, moving forward. Maybe this series will give us, we'll start to raise our expectations a little bit and start to raise that bar for DC a little bit.
Well, a black Superman is a good start.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Michael B. Jordan as a villain, though. I'm not gonna lie, I loved him playing Killmonger. So I mean,
yeah, he was one of my favorite Marvel villains.
Right. So I mean, like I agree with Jay. I love seeing the villains win lately, and I think we should just continue the streak because we've had so many good guys winning. It's time for the villains to win a little bit. Let's switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, Yaz wants the bad guys.
It's time to get a real villain. I'm tired of all of these watered down villains. 1 minute you're a villain, the next you're in your feelings and shit. I'm tired of it. I love Loki, but I need a real villain. Give me a
real villain, though. He's a trickster, so that's a difference. You know what I'm saying?
But he was initially a villain. That's all I'm saying.
Was he though? He was just kind of like an
murdering a lot of people.
He was a villain.
Yeah, there was a lot of murder happening for a while.
I guess murder some
people died in New York.
If you're murdering for the right reasons, I don't know.
No, but it was like it was like he was backlashing at his family. That's what caused all that. You know what I'm saying? So if You got to think about it. It's like an upset kid kind of backlashing, So I mean,
yeah, but you still don't reward it and accept him for being
he's
like,
growing. He got punished.
he's just upset.
Growing.
That's why he killed him. No,
Yes. He has to make a great defense attorney. Come on. He had a tough childhood. Yes, he ripped the guy's eyeball out with a little device, but I mean, he was adopted.
Exactly, man. Come on, yo.
Now,
I need a real villain, man. I really do, and I haven't seen a real villain. I mean, I guess the last real villain I would probably say that we saw would have probably been in Dawn of Justice, and it would have been
Darkseid.
No, not Darkseid. No. Dawn of Justice. Dawn of with wasn't that when he was Superman versus Batman, or Batman versus Superman?
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. So what is the thing? Why is this a Doomsday?
Doomsday. Yeah, there you go.
The only real villain.
Just an unstoppable monster, mindless.
The only real villain. He has no emotions. He is not gonna be like, you're not gonna play on his pull on his heartstrings. He's like, maybe I shouldn't kill you. No, that's about the only villain we've had, man. Like everybody else is like, we can negotiate my death. You might not want to kill me. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. I don't know. So, well,
I hope you get your wish, because I mean, that's a good villain's always fun.
Oh yeah.
But as we start getting into wrapping up here, does anybody have any final thoughts they want to share? Anybody? No is a fine answer too. I mean, because I don't have any final thoughts. We can get right into wrapping this thing up and get ready. I do want to say, join us. What's up?
Oh, I was like, not really, because it just a slow news day. I got to say, I did expect more out of Comic-Con this year, even though it was still Comic-Con at home. They had so much more time to practice or prepare and do things on an online setting. But yeah, kind of shocked that it's kind of been,
Yeah, but I will say, I think what we're doing here is making up for, like, we could have had Marvel Hall H. Yes, we could have had that happen, but close second, New Blerd Order Comedy Hub collaboration daily wrap up show. So we're doing good. I think we're bringing the content that the Comic-Con content that we need.
I'll take it.
And speaking of which, join us back here tomorrow at 5:00 while we wrap up just kind of the whole weekend. Maybe there's some Army of the Dead news happening. Maybe there's like some new Chucky news happening. I don't know. We're gonna talk about some fun stuff. Sorry to get back on the zombies again, yes, but now we're gonna talk about some fun stuff.
At least,
we're gonna have some fun with that. So keep an eye on the stuff that's going on in Comic-Con. You can catch us here tomorrow on Twitch, on Facebook, on YouTube. Follow the New Blerd Order on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, like and share, do all that stuff to just help us grow and help us get in front of some more eyeballs. We love talking to y'all, so we'd like to do that to more people. So we will see you back here tomorrow at 5 p.m. I am Tyrone Thornhill. We were joined today by Yaz the Model. We were joined today by Bad Ty Bricks, and we were joined today by Jay from Comedy Hub. Want to thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you again tomorrow. I'm going to hit end